Aggression in response to rejection is a common phenomenon that many women encounter. Persistent flirting, violation of personal boundaries, followed by sharp insults or threats. These are signs of behavior rooted in emotional immaturity, low self-esteem, and toxic attitudes. Many men exhibit such aggression because they lack a mature hierarchy of internal values, emotional regulation, and understanding of proper interpersonal interaction. Their beliefs are often stuck at primitive levels, where rejection is perceived as a personal insult or attack, and alternative reactions to distressing situations are unavailable. Understanding the signs of aggressive behavior, its causes, and psychological mechanisms helps in maintaining composure, avoiding provocation, and protecting oneself. In this context, it is helpful to explore the psychology of male aggression in response to rejection. The psychology of male aggression and reactions to rejection. For some men, rejection becomes a blow to their self-perception, especially if their self-worth heavily depends on external validation and recognition. Such men perceive no not as a woman's right to choose but as a personal insult. They begin to believe that their value is determined only by success in the eyes of others. For example, they might think, "If you don't want to go out with me or continue communication, then you think I'm unworthy. That's because I'm bad or worse than others." This internal conflict shifts into a defensive reaction, anger, insults, or threats, that helps them feel in control and boost their self-esteem at someone else's expense. This behavior is characteristic of men with narcissistic traits, or low self-esteem masked by external confidence. Such individuals suffer internally and cling to illusions of exceptionality. Their psychological defense mechanism is devaluing their environment, criticizing, and reacting aggressively when they feel they've lost attention or approval. Psychological defense mechanisms and reactions. Narcissists often use strategies of prestige and exaggerated self-image. During initial interactions, they praise themselves, showcase achievements, and instill the idea that they are the best candidates. If rejected, their psyche triggers defense mechanisms, insults, personal attacks, accusations of wrongdoings or ugliness. In their minds, they develop the belief, "She's to blame for rejecting me, so I'm good, and she's just a bitch." This type of reaction is further rationalized with explanations such as, "The rejection wasn't my fault, she's just hostile," or "she's crazy." Such responses serve to undermine the woman's confidence and sustain the aggressor's self-image. Additionally, fragile masculinity plays a significant role. Men with low self-confidence often compensate through displays of brute force, dominance, or aggression, believing that only through such displays can they prove their importance. Stereotypes reinforce this model. A real man is one who always gets what he wants. Rejection, in their view, is not just a boundary but a sign of defeat, which must be countered with strength or aggression. The more a man depends on external validation, the more toxic his reactions can become when faced with refusal. Types of aggressive behavior and their motives. Aggression is a multifaceted phenomenon manifesting in various forms. It can be verbal, insults, humiliation, sarcasm, or physical threats and even violence. Persistent flirtation often isn't based on genuine interest. Such men seek to assert themselves, avenge personal humiliation, or compensate for internal insecurities. Their behavior can be divided into stages. Persistent pursuit, ignoring no, suppressing rejection, to stretch out the feeling of defeat. This emphasizes their strength or control. Insults and humiliation. After rejection or unsuccessful attempts, men may resort to insults to maintain their self-image and break the woman. Manipulation and gaslighting. Psychological pressure to sow doubts. "You're overreacting. I'm just talking, you're psycho." These are attempts to make the woman feel guilty or decrease her confidence. Others rely on emotional tactics. Accusations of coldness, cruelty, or stereotypes to evoke sympathy or undermine the woman. "All girls are like that. Nothing good will come out of them. I'm just an ordinary guy. I wanted to say hello, and you're so cold." These methods aim to destabilize the woman's mental state and pressure her into compliance. How to respond to aggression. Strategies for safe resolution. First and foremost, assess the level of danger. If the person appears physically stronger or behaves overtly irrational, it's better to avoid confrontation and calmly remove yourself from the situation. In crowded places, maintaining composure and clearly setting boundaries, your behavior is unacceptable, is crucial. Do not seek explanations or justifications. They will only encourage further provocation. Note that aggressors may not only display overt threats or physical violence but also psychological aggression. In such cases, effective strategies include gray rock, calm, neutral responses that reduce the aggressor's interest in continuing the conflict. For example, simply remaining silent or giving brief answers like "I understand you" or "I'm busy now." Using unexpected phrases, such as calmly saying something surprising or ironic, can also disorient them. It's vital to maintain confidence. Good posture, steady eye contact, and self-assurance can diminish further escalation. In extreme cases where safety is threatened, it's best to seek help from others or law enforcement. Key takeaways. How to manage and respond. A confident woman can initiate conversations with anyone, respect boundaries, and calmly accept rejection without perceiving it as a personal attack. She understands that rejection is not an insult or a sign of personal failure. During daily interactions, she can meet numerous people, and among them, she will find someone compatible. The main point is that persistent and aggressive reactions indicate internal imbalance, low self-esteem, and psychological issues in the aggressor. Some situations genuinely don't require a response. For example, when aggression escalates to threats or physical attack, it's best to retreat and resolve the matter later, discussing it with friends or a specialist. Remember, aggression in response to rejection is a problem rooted in the man's inability to understand and respect no. Fueling one's ego with such displays reveals weakness, not strength. Society is changing, and norms of interpersonal relations are evolving as well. Until then, it's essential to personally respect your boundaries and avoid harmful situations. When necessary, seek psychological help to deal with internal conflicts and reduce levels of aggression.